lock me away. It's all just a show. I'll make you pay. I won't let you go. While Jack's away, it's my turn to dance. My turn to play. You won't stand a chance.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah.
We're back again.
Yes.
Been a while.
It's been a little bit.
When was the last time we did 25?
A few
Almost.
ago.
Was it? I don't even remember. We've been trying to do this because our schedules are not lining up together.
Yep. But no, I just want to take the time. Appreciate it if you do watch the videos. We take a lot of time on them.
Yeah.
And
a lot.
It takes a lot of time and a lot of editing. So if you watch, we appreciate it.
The editing may look simple, but it takes a lot of time consuming and accuracy.
So, and as you know, guys, we only have a couple more to go, and then yeah, we'll be up to date.
What are we gonna do when we catch up?
That's a surprise.
Surprise. Yeah.
But yeah, this is Halloween Horror Nights 26. The icon.
You won't stand a chance.
The icon was Chance herself.
Jack's girlfriend.
Jack's wonderful girlfriend.
Or
So,
psychopath. I don't know. I don't remember.
but the logic for this year is Jack is basically
Jack was taken
yeah.
by. We'll explain it. I'll explain it in the milestone because I remember the backstory a little bit.
Yep. But
Yeah.
okay, so we're gonna start this off, and this is the event overview for Halloween Horror Nights 26.
All right. Chance takes center stage at this year's Halloween Horror Nights. This fall, the streets of Universal Studios Orlando come alive with hordes of horrifying mutants, monsters, and maniacs. Explore all 9 houses, brave multiple creature-filled scare zones, and enjoy outrageous live shows and experience many of the park's most exciting rides and attractions.
Yep. So
And I'm going to pass it up to Justin now for the dates of the event as well as ticket pricing.
yep. So your dates for this year ran from September 16th through October 31st. There were no November dates on this calendar for this year, so no dates for November basically.
No.
So once the end of October hit, that was it.
Yep.
So
done deal.
your ticket pricing for this year, as always, it goes up every year. Your general admission ticket was $104.99 plus tax. So that's just for a standard ticket, just to go, just a standard ticket. Your Rush of Fear pass for all nights for the first 3 weekends was $91.99 plus tax. Your Rush of Fear pass with HHN Express all nights for the first 3 weekends was $299.99 plus tax.
You can tell we're going up each year.
Frequent Fear Pass $102.99 plus tax. Your Frequent Fear Pass with HHN Express was $319.99 plus tax. And your Frequent Fear Plus Pass, just a regular Frequent Fear Pass, was $118.99 plus tax. Frequent Fear Plus Pass with the HHN Express was $399 plus tax. Your Ultimate Frequent Fear
This is
Pass,
a new one for this year.
Yeah, an Ultimate Frequent Fear Pass
I'll get more into that next.
was $199.99 plus tax.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the biggie. Are you guys ready? Okay, your Ultimate Frequent Fear Pass, which is the new pass that just came out for this year, with HHN Express. So you're basically set for everything.
Every single night.
$599.99 plus tax.
All right, come on, cough it up.
Oh my god!
As you can tell, every year the prices go up, and I think this was the year that we only had 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock nights. I don't remember us having any 12 o'clocks.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but
yeah, that's as you can see, we did go up. You know, always going up every year. But you gotta also think of how much
the
money.
event's growing.
You gotta think of how much money it takes to put this event together.
Yeah,
from the creative team.
No easy cheap task either.
And it takes money, man. I mean, then they gotta remake the money. So,
so you gotta find things that'll bring revenue in.
But yeah, I first wanted to show you guys a few things. We'll get into it a little bit later. This was it's kind of messed up, so my apologies. But this was
new. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, they came out in 25.
Yeah, but this, yeah, they had one in 25 too. But this was the actual refillable freestyle cup. Now this year, as you can see, it's all deteriorated and messed up. They didn't really make them that well this year. I don't know why. It's just,
if you put something cold in there, they rub off. It bubbles up and rubs off. So a lot of people were trading them back in for newer ones.
So, but and this is nothing against Universal, but I just don't understand why they didn't make it like the HHN 25 cup, because it was terrific. But this had just the logo, standard logo, HHN 26.
And this leaks every so often on the lid because screwing.
There's a straw that comes out of here. I think the straw's in my sink. And then you had this little thing, and on the thing it says you don't stand a chance. You won't stand a chance. But this was the actual refill cup, the freestyle cup you could buy and just get automatic refills all night long.
Just for a low charge.
And that was pretty cool to have that. Also, we'll get into it a little bit later. This was, they had a new virtual reality house that year.
Which we'll get into.
We'll get into a lot later, but I just wanted to show you, they gave you this. Okay, it's called the Repository. This is an actual 3D house, or virtual reality.
Virtual reality. There were multiple. The band that he's holding, there was actually various colors. To depict.
So this is the yellow.
The various teams. But like I said, we'll get into that house later on.
And I had this one for the access thing. But this is the badge that they gave you for the repository. We'll get more into that a little bit later. And then I still have when I actually got the mail that year. It was the actual pamphlet that they sent you from the mail.
I got one too. It's funny because I was still a pass holder at the time.
So yeah, and it gives you the list of all the houses and all that stuff. So, but we're gonna get into all that a little bit later. But pretty cool. I mean, I don't really have too much. I have the map as well, but we'll show you the map on here.
I have a few milestones for this year's event. The first one would be a continuation from 25. This is the first year that they continued from the years past into a new. So like 25, we all know Jack came back with Chance, brought back the Carnival of Carnage along with some new attractions. Well, this year picks up right where 25 leaves off. After the event, the police and of course everybody show up. Jack's nowhere to be seen. Of course, he hides back in his box. The police take the box and put it into a archived room, which is actually for evidence. Chance is the only living person left, so she is arrested and incarcerated in Shady Brook Insane Asylum, which Shady Brook is the name of the psychotherapy maze.
Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Let me out!
So basically, she's in her cell. She's going a little crazy in her head. And she thought, hey, what if I create a show using all the psychos, and I create my own event? So while Jack, she says in the pre-video, while Jack's away, it's my turn to dance. It's my turn to play. So it kind of continues, and of course, her house, which we'll get into later, actually follows her journey from after being arrested and incarcerated. Then you go into the insane asylum, and then you see what she's been up to.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. It's the first year that they've ever done a sequel, at least that I know of.
Yeah.
The next year, okay, this is a big one. Universal announced plastic annual passes again, which we haven't had in so many years. The annual passes were made of paper. And so they decided to make the annual passes with the new Volcano Bay Park opening at that same, around that year, because it was a year after that Volcano opened. They decided to bring out these new plastic annual passes.
And bravo.
And each one had a color. We had seasonal, which is a line. There's two types. There's the Volcano Bay, which is a 3-park, and then there's a 2-park dry park, which is only for Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. Now for the 2-park ones, we had a lime green in color. We had a dark purple. We also had it was a light blue, like a cerulean blue. It would look really nice. And then they had the yellowish gold for the Premier Pass. So the other ones for the green was seasonal. The purple was the Power Pass, which has blockouts. Seasonal has the most blockouts. Preferred is the one that a lot of people go for, but if you're a true fan of Universal and Halloween, you went with the gold, which was the Premier. And then when Volcano Bay opened next year, or 2017, they came out with another pass for 3 parks, which the colors were slightly altered by getting a little darker. So the seasonal was a dark green. The Power Pass was actually I messed up. I'm sorry. The Power Pass was actually pink.
Oh, okay.
And then they came out with the dark purple for the Volcano Bay, and then they did a dark blue, and then they did a burned orange color for the Premier. Well, anyway, with these classic passes, they have your Halloween Horror Nights ticket already loaded onto your pass. It's for a non-peak night, meaning Thursday, Wednesday, Sunday, you can use it, but it's only one time, and it's sold only to that person, whoever that ticket is, or whoever owns that annual pass. Whereas before, people used to give away their free ticket to anyone. Well, now they didn't want that, so they changed the whole routine, and so they said, it's solely yours. You cannot give this to anyone because it has your name, and it's only one night. So once you used it, it'll say you have no free uses of Halloween Horror Nights left. So it's kind of cool. It was a little thing that they created.
It's your pass. You must come and play with me.
Also this year we got a new show.
Yes.
And we'll talk about more about it. Their group name is Academy of Villains. They're very well known from California.
Right here, my friend.
And they came all the way from California for the second show, and we'll get into that later on, but they are one hell of a team. Their choreographing is amazing. Their dance routines are off the charts. The music is...
And we are
really crazy.
Really good friends with the lead guy.
We're friends with multiple people on the dance team, so they're very good friends to all of us over the years. Also, Return of a Past House. Okay, this is my first year was 2004 when they had it in 2 parts. We had a house by the name of Ghost Town. Well, they were talking about doing a prequel, or a requel as they call it, a redo sequel of a past house, and of course Ghost Town ended up coming back, which I fell in love with because it really brought back my memories of the first year of Halloween that I actually went to. Also, I know Justin is going to be sad about this one. This is also the last year of The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead has ran the event for 6 years, and finally it came to an end.
But they were cheap.
On this event. But American Horror Story takes over, which you will hear about for the next year and a year and a half. Which actually became the new popular thing, and now currently we have another one which we'll talk about later on.
Yep.
Well, later, not in this video. Also, this is also the debut of the Frequent Fear Ultimate. This was a big ticket that they decided to come, because everybody says, oh, we need a ticket for those fans who want to come out on Saturdays, like every single night of the week. So they came up with an idea of doing what they call the Ultimate Frequent Fear, which is the most probably top-notch ticket you can buy. It's quite a bit of money, but for what you get out of it, it's worth it. If you're a true Horror Nights fan, going to the event every single night, it's worth it. And then when you add Express, it really shoots up. But I mean, who wouldn't want to go every single night? I would.
If I had the chance, I would.
Also, another milestone was a virtual reality house. This was an idea that they've been toying with for several years, and they finally made it debut. We'll talk about the actual house later on. The technology we've never seen before at the event ever. they've been toying with it for so many years, and they finally got it. And the whole story revolves around, well, I'll just say it revolves around the legendary Truth, which is well known in the last few years.
It was good, and we'll get into it later.
And the final milestone was the HHN headquarters merchandise store. It debuted last year in 25. And since Twister shut down later on after Hard Knocks, it shut down in November, they decided that next year they were going to move the store. So this was the debut of the store in the Mummy. They closed off the extended queue, 2 of the rooms out of 3. They closed off 2 of the rooms and designed it as a store. So you would walk through one room, it would have one theme, and then you go into another room and it'd be another theme. Although this year it was all one theme in both rooms, whereas the upcoming years you'll see that it's changed over and over, and currently we don't even know where it's going to go. I mean, who knows?
Not for this year.
But those are some milestones for this year, for this event. It again, every year breaks another milestone, so we'll get into that. But what's next? I guess we're going to the houses now.
Let's go ahead. Yeah, we'll get into the houses for this year. It's gonna be, your first one is American Horror Story.
American Horror Story. And we actually have a photo for you.
As well as a video.
Yes, I forgot about that. Horror Story.
Yeah.
This was, like I said earlier, this is a new addition to Halloween Horror Nights. Good. And this will become a tradition for this year and next year, which you will see.
Yep.
But the location of American Horror Story was Soundstage 19, which actually has not been used in quite a while. So this is a return of an old soundstage, which used to be the Nickelodeon soundstage that they used to have, and now it's Blue Man Group. So the bio says, relive scene by scene of sinister threats from murder house, freak show, and hotel in this extensive, terrifying house.
It was amazing.
It was me not watching the TV show, and to this day I still
I've seen every season.
I gotta watch it.
It's so good.
It was a really good house. I enjoyed walking through each of the scenes. Like at first I had no idea what the house was on. I had no idea about the TV show. Mm-hmm. I've seen bits and pieces from friends telling me about it, but I've never sat down and watched full seasons like at all. So hey. I gotta watch it.
Hey, guess what?
Huh?
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I know. And they're about to announce a new season, 1984, which I'm probably gonna sit down and watch because that's my year. That was the year I was born. So.
You're welcome, FX and Netflix, for promoting.
But what did you think of the house? I actually thought it was pretty good.
I mean, look, this is the way I feel about it. I was a little bit bittersweet about it because Walking Dead is always going to be my #1 favorite show of all time. Mm-hmm. And as you remember from the past videos in the past years, we did Walking Dead since Halloween Horror Nights 22.
Yeah.
So every year I expected it to come back, and it did. Because, you know, it was just a huge phenomenon, you know, with the TV show that was going on. So, and then once they announced that this was going to be the last year that we had The Walking Dead as a house, and then American Horror Story comes in and replaces it pretty much,
mm-hmm.
I had bittersweet feelings. I was like, you know what, this sucks, you know. I hate it.
American Horror Story grew to have the longest lines at the event. They outgrew everyone. It was always The Walking Dead having the longest line.
But American Horror Story, it was a good house. But Walking Dead was, like I said, it was a phenomenon throughout the years, and I really enjoyed the houses. I looked forward to it every year. And when they announced it was the last house, you know, I was really sad. But then when I went into the American Horror Story house, and I've seen the seasons or whatever, I got actually really into it. So, you know, and I was like, okay, I can't wait
Kinda
till
like
it
the
comes
new
back.
Walking
I can't,
Dead,
I
really.
can't wait till it comes back again. I can't wait till it comes back again. So, but I was sad to see The Walking Dead go because it is my favorite show. I wish they would come out with an attraction. Orlando would come out with an attraction like Hollywood has. Who knows? Maybe soon.
Maybe.
You know, you never know. With the announcement of the new park, maybe.
Yeah, that was a big announcement the other
So
day.
as you know, yeah, they just announced the new park, guys. Epic Universe.
Epic Universe.
But yeah, I thought it was a really good house. If I had to rate it, I definitely would give it like an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, for me,
Yep.
not, like I said, not watching the TV show, but walking through, I was like,
And
wow,
I-
this is interesting.
And I
Like,
did
this
watch
is
the
really-
TV show, so I knew what everything was and what was going on.
But
so.
also, what made the house good for me was having friends working in the house, so being able to jump out and get
Yeah.
grabbed and stuff like that. It kind of made me laugh, and I was like, okay, this will
if I
make up for
if I
it.
had to pick a favorite part, it was going through that clown, in the circus or whatever it was, the giant clown thing from Freak Show.
Mhm. Yeah, it was the
I absolutely
final entrance.
loved that. Anything to do with the circus or anything, I freak out about. I can't wait. I love it.
So, moving on, our next maze is...
It's gonna be a legendary movie. Okay.
Yes.
This is The Exorcist. And here is the wallpaper for the house as well as the
movie.
video.
The little secret.
Yep.
Mother, what's wrong with me?
You know what she did?
I'm gonna die up there.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Okay, so
There we go.
there was your wallpaper for The Exorcist as well as the trailer for the house. Exorcist was located in Soundstage 22. It says, go inside the mind of a tormented girl possessed by evil. It will leave you haunted. Now, this house, to this day, still smells like pea soup.
Yeah, the barf scene.
Okay. We've had multiple seasons of HHN still to this day after this house, and it still smells like The
You can
Exorcist.
still smell the essence of
So,
Exorcist, which
Exorcist-
is kind of freaky when you think about
Exorcist will not go away. So, but no, I actually love this house. It was very beautiful. My girlfriend loved this house as well. We watch it back from time to time on YouTube again on the website, going through the house maze and everything, because when you first went into the actual queue or through the facade, everything looked like you were actually stepping into the movie.
And the house or the apartment or whatever it was.
They did a really good job in this. I'm gonna give this one actually 9 out of 10 because it looked beautiful.
Yeah. I remember when I first heard about this one, I thought, okay, how is this going to be done? Because the whole movie takes place mostly in the bedroom. I'm like, how are you going to interchange sequences from room by room if it's just one room in the house?
Yeah.
Well, they executed it quite well through the stages of Reagan being possessed to, like he said, the smell of the pea soup with her throwing up, her head turning around in circles. And then the ending just being outright crazy, where the priest himself gets possessed and he chases you out of the house. So room by room, I mean, the best was, like he said, walking into the stage and seeing the house and hearing the priest's voice saying something was happening to a little girl in this apartment.
Yeah.
And it was the same as what the movie was. Like, the music was the same, The scene. I liked how they did the room with the was it Iraq or Afghanistan?
Something like that.
There was a room where you walked in and it looked like part of the house, and then all of a sudden, it looked like you were in Afghanistan. You saw the red rocks and all the stuff like that, or Iraq. I think it was Iraq or Iran, or one of the. It was one of them. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but the effect was really, really cool. This was the house, and I remember going through with your girlfriend. I remember running into a wall because the first room that you went into was so bright, and then you went into a dark hallway where you see her walking backwards down the stairs. I literally ran into a wall. I thought I knew where I was going. So I remember, I don't think, were you with us when, no, you were no, that was the night you were meeting up with your family. And Kira and your girlfriend met up with us.
Yeah,
she hung out with me and my friends, so the whole time she's got me like this, and I'm like, okay, I think I remember where we're going. I ran straight into a wall.
There's a wall there.
But you couldn't see it. That room, that sequence was dark. There was flickering lights, but even with the flickering light, wasn't enough light for me to just run into a wall. That's the one memory I have.
But it was an excellent.
a
It was a very excellent house. To this day, it still smells like it. Yeah, I give it a 9 out of 10. It was excellent. So.
All right, so moving on. The next house. This one touches my heart very much because this house was my first year in 2004, and when I heard it was returning, I freaked out. That house is called Ghost Town, the Curse of Lightning Gulch, and we have a wallpaper, and we also have the video teaser. So
yep,
enjoy.
It's good. That's my goal.
Oh, I was gonna do that too.
And we're back.
And that was Ghost Town. The location of Ghost Town was 24B. It was in the front of the soundstage. And it's bio reads, they come looking for gold. Instead, they found death and destruction. Now their doomed souls seek others to join them. This house, I remember telling Justin and them, I'm going to go first to this one. Because this was my first year house. And I had to relive it.
Yep.
I really expected this, and it blew my expectations. Like just walking in, remembering the town a little bit in the front. They didn't really do the town like they did in 2004, but it was kind of like you were entering from another end of the town. Mm-hmm. Seeing the bodies hung from their necks, the ghosts jumping out, and these guys are skeletons, so they're dead. The curse of the storm has taken their souls and everything, but they're still living.
Yeah.
And every time, the only way to find this town is when a severe lightning storm hits. So when they stole the gold, they got cursed. But this house, I mean, I just remember walking through and I had a jaw drop because I completely remembered 2004. And another fun thing about this house, they gave a reference to one of my favorite movies on the back wall. You can barely see it, but if you did the behind the scenes lights on tour, you can. It was a photo of Doc and Marty with the clock from 1885 from Back to the Future Part 3. And that was a really cool reference. It was in the saloon on the staircase behind the piano, and when I saw that, when I did the tour, I was like, oh my god, like I was like, what the heck? Like, that's a great nod. That was, but no, I mean, what did you think? I enjoyed the house. I thought it was really good.
I think that's my gold.
That's my gold.
We had some funny, funny back to that reference or whatever. We had we went into the house or whatever one day or whatever with my girlfriend Luke and everything. And, it was one of your friends.
One of my friends was
Yeah.
in the scene. He was in the cave.
Yeah.
He jumped out. He was a prospector saying,
Yeah.
"That's my gold." And
Yeah.
then when he went to swipe me,
Yeah.
he actually instead tickled my stomach and made like a.
Yeah.
So we have it. It made us all laugh.
That's cool.
I had a lot of friends in that scene. I had one that jumped out of the piano.
Yeah.
That was the best scare though, because that one nobody knew because your attention was on the bartender at the saloon, which
Yeah.
is a female, and then all of a sudden you hear a loud piano go off, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shoot.
But yeah, that was like the big reference from that house was that's my goal. That's how
Every year there's an audio
So-
track that me and Justin love to repeat.
Yeah.
There's another one coming up later on, which we'll explain.
Yeah.
But
This one-
that's my goal was probably one of the best audio tracks. 'Cause I remember when I
It was
first
great.
heard it, and I was like, that was cool. That was really
love
neat.
it.
I remember walking out of the house going, oh my god, I can't believe I just relived that house again. I'm hoping to see it maybe return in the near future because ghost towns and stuff like that. I mean, okay, it may not seem scary, but that was pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't bloody, wasn't gory, but the scare factor was really up there. I mean, they had it.
Good house. I would definitely give it an 8 out of 10.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Solid 8, yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Alright, so, your next house, let's moving on, is going to be Halloween. Hell Comes to Haydenville. Haddonfield, sorry. But, yeah, Michael Myers. We have a wallpaper and a trailer, and then we'll explain the house. Okay, so that was that was your wallpaper and the trailer for Halloween. And its location was in B79 Parade. And the bio is Michael Myers is still alive and still out for blood in this all new house. This house was good, but I liked the first one the best.
This is the second time that we've done Halloween in the course of 2 years.
Yeah, this was the second Halloween house that they did, and I liked the first one a little bit better because I loved the way the facade was when you first went in.
The facade for this one looked like the VHS cover with the pumpkin at the bottom that you go around, and it says Halloween 2.
But this house was okay. It was not bad. I like it because I love Michael Myers. I love the Halloween movies, so yeah, it was enjoyable. 7.5 out of 10.
I enjoyed this house because, as I said before in the previous video, there's an audio clip that we did for That's My Gold. This one was classic because it was a line that Dr. Loomis says in the second movie where he's like, I shot him 6 times! He's not human! And I just remember walking through and doing that line, and I had a friend who was Michael Myers in this scene, and I sent him a video of Michael Myers dancing with a knife like this. So I said, hey, do this one night when I come through, and he literally jumped out, and he saw me walk through, and he went like this, and then he went with the knife in one hand, and we were cracking up so much.
It was great.
And of course, when he jumped out, a lot of times he would grab me and stab me with the knife. But there was another good scare in this house, and I think your girlfriend said she liked this one. It was Dumpster Mike.
Yes.
He jumped out of a trash dumpster.
It
Everybody
scared
thought,
me.
oh, he's a dummy. He's not going to move. And all of a sudden,
No.
it's like, oh, crap.
No, it actually got me almost every time I went in that house, believe it
And
or
you
not.
knew it was there.
I know.
That's the thing. He's looking right at
But
you, and you're like, oh, it's not going to move.
There
All
were
of a sudden-
times when you were going through the house and you expected to know when he came out, and then he kind of tricked you and you waited a little bit, and then he
he'll
came out.
get the next person behind you, and then
And
you
then-
hear them
and then
scream,
you're like,
okay, you got him.
And then you're like, when did he change the time that he came out? So he messed with you, man.
Another sequence in this house I actually loved was the scene. It's in the movie when he takes the girl's head and slams it into the sauna, and then the water is boiling hot. So when he pulls her head back, it's all like melted and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
this was a really interesting take on Halloween because I own Halloween's 1, 2, 3, which we won't mention because that one won't really. That one never became a house, and then 4. So, which we'll talk about later on. But I enjoyed the house. I mean, being a fan also of Halloween. I mean, I actually got that hooked in through my cousin and his friend because he's a huge Halloween lover.
Yep.
And our love and devotion to Halloween, the holiday itself, and the event. So,
That's good.
I actually enjoyed that. That was actually a really good house.
Yep.
But moving on.
Yep.
Okay. This house, I remember seeing the movie when it came out.
Yep.
And this was a groundbreaker for me because I thought, what if Christmas was evil? What if Santa Claus, we all know Santa Claus is the giver of gifts. What if there was someone where if you were bad, they would take things from you? Well, our next house, Krampus,
Oh yeah.
will send you in that dimension. And here is the wallpaper and the video teaser. So
Enjoy.
you better be good this year. Or not.
Yeah.
And that was Krampus.
Yes.
It's based off of an old tale. I forget where it is. I think it's like either England or something like that. And they said there's a tale. Well, if Santa gives gifts to someone, if you're bad, someone takes things from you. And this character Krampus, who is actually an evil version of Santa Claus, is well known to do that. But the location of this house is actually Shrek Theater. And the synopsis reads, as a blizzard rages outside, St. Nicholas's evil counterpart and his band of dark minions claim the souls of the faithless, one by one. This was a weird location for a house because walking into the stage and immediately seeing a large house in front of you, it was really like your neck, you're like, oh, okay, that's a big house. But this was actually the comedic house because we always, every year during Horror Nights, they always throw one house in there that's kind of the comedic. So this is like a dark take on Christmas, and the movie itself is kind of comedic.
I love
horror in its way.
I
mean, the Krampus in the house, a lot of it was puppeteered, as well as a few other things. But the little elves, which we knew someone in this house, we won't mention their name, jumped out at us in the dining room sequence all the time, and we get a good scare every now and again. And then, I mean, just going from the victims' houses, from one house to another, and then into Krampus's lair. At the end of the movie, the smells, like you said earlier, the gingerbread. It smelled like
my god.
There was a scene with the gingerbread man, and it
Smells
smells like
so good.
gingerbread. The dining room had nutmeg and cinnamon, which actually was a great smell.
Dude, this house makes me hungry. It really does. Every time
This makes me want to decorate for Christmas.
I just want to eat a cookie.
But what also made the house was the score itself.
Yes, it was good.
The movie composer was named Edward Douglas.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, I messed up. That was my bad. Douglas Pipes was his name. He composed this movie as well as another later Scare Zone in House, which we'll talk about, is Trick or Treat. But his score, his dark melodic, like listening to this, like imagine a scary version of any Christmas Carol you can think of. So like, oh, Deck the Halls, he'll make it sound like more moody and melodic. We Three Men, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. And what's funny is the piano in the house actually played Auld Lang Syne, which is the New Year's Eve song.
Yeah.
So there's a little tribute, but it was really, when I first heard this house was coming in, I thought, okay, this will actually be really, really cool. And I loved it. I actually give this one, I think, out of the IP houses that year, Ghost Town being my #1 favorite original that year. I think Krampus runs in for me at #2, with Walking Dead being #1 for me this year, because I love. It was sad to see Walking Dead go, but it was a nice send-off, which we'll get into. But Krampus itself was really, like, it was something. I would like to see, maybe, well, I don't know if they'll do Krampus again, but there's another Christmas movie, a demonic Christmas movie out there known as Gremlins, which kind of follows the same story, but I would like to see that become a house.
Gizmo.
So, the next house is Justin's.
Yes, it is my lovely privilege to introduce to you Chance's house, Lunatic's Playground 3D. And this house did not have a trailer, unfortunately. It was the only one that did not get a trailer.
Sadly.
But
It
did have a poster. It did have a wallpaper. So we're going to show you that, and we'll be back and talk about that. Yay! It's her turn. Alright, so there is the wallpaper for Lunatic's Playground 3D, which is Chance's house. Yes. So this was our 3D house that year. The location for it was Tent 3, Men in Black, which we'll get into a milestone here in a second, which was a new location for 2016.
Yes, it was.
And it says, step into Chance's realm where the lines between her twisted delusions and the reality are continuously blurred. So, I'll hand it off to Luke real quick first.
So, as he said, it's a milestone. I completely forgot about this. That this was the first year that Men in Black's location, they built a portable tent, kind of like how we have 2 sprung tents, but this is called Sprung Tent 3, in between the extended queue of the Men in Black attraction.
Yep.
It was the first year that we saw it, and it actually jumped us up to another amount of houses.
Yep.
But as far as the house itself, as like I said earlier, the storyline, she gets incarcerated into the insane asylum. Mm-hmm. This is where you see it. You walk into it. You're in her ward room, in psychotherapy, or Shady Brook Asylum. She attacks a security guard, kills him by putting him on a rack and splitting him open. And this is where her insanity starts to twist, which you'll see in the next scene when you go through a rotating tunnel, and you see all of her like different lines and stuff that she says. And as you go through the house, she starts letting out the psychos, and they become part of her show, where they start killing the security guards. They break out and all that stuff like that. So the 3D effects. You know, it's funny because every year the 3D effects, I mean, they're okay, but I always find myself not wearing the glasses. I'll wear it like the first or second run, like twice, and then after that, I'll just walk through normally. Because I like to see how, like, what they did to create the ideas. And
yep.
I mean, this house was pretty good. I wouldn't really put it on my top. But, I mean, because the 3D houses, it's a hit or miss with the 3D houses.
Right.
But I will say this one was better than a house in 2013. I will say that. That's all I'll leave it at.
So
I enjoyed it.
So here's my thing with this house. I liked it. It was okay. Like you said, I'm not too big on the 3D. I'm very picky when it comes to the 3D mazes.
Yeah.
And I'll do what he does too. Sometimes I'll wear the glasses. Sometimes I won't.
I don't really wear them that much. I just like to
to
walk
see
through without
like
them.
how it would be going through without them.
Yeah.
I would give this a solid 7 out of 10 for
Yeah.
the rating score.
And this was also the Icon's or the mascot or Icon's house.
I'm sorry, Chance. It won't probably mount to Jack's house the year before this.
Monsters and Mayhem. Yeah,
Monsters and Mayhem was really hard to beat. That was an amazing house.
And we
last
love
year.
those houses where they bring back the past horror, so it's kind of one of those things.
I don't feel they did Chance. I don't know. I think they did better with Monsters and Mayhem with Jack, and Chance this could have been maybe a tad bit better.
Yeah.
But it was a good house.
It was.
It was
True. So we are going to move on.
Yep.
And the next house, okay, I haven't seen the original movie in so many years. Because I remember the house that they did in 2007 based off the remakes.
He's a psycho.
So when I heard this one was coming, I thought, okay, it would be great for me to watch the movie, although I had no way of watching it at the time. This next house is the original Tobe Hooper version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and we have a wallpaper and a teaser video, so
yeah,
hope you survive that. Texas Chainsaw.
Yep.
And like I said, I haven't seen the original in a while, so when I sat down and watched it, I was like, wow, I forgot how old this movie is. And the location of this one was our Sprung Tent number 2. The bio reads, experience every scene, every kill, every bone-chilling rev of the chainsaw from the original masterpiece. The facade of this was the original. It looked a little plain because in the first movie it does look plain because it's a normal plantation house. But as we were just talking,
it stank.
It had a smell walking into it that literally smelled like urine and ammonia, like put together. I know it's kind of the same smell.
Yeah.
But it smelled like it smelled like it would probably from an old farmhouse.
Yeah.
But running through this house, it was really, really cool. They really nailed it down. I had a friend in this house. He was the hitchhiker. He had the switchblade. I remember one night, I don't know if you were with us, but he jumped out, grabbed me in front of me and a bunch of my friends, and took the knife, like the close shaving blade, and literally went across my neck with me sitting there going, so it made it look like. And I just remember people walking through going, what the hell was that? Like, really? Right, well, we played it off. It was so much fun, so I give props to him for that. But, I mean, this house was pretty good. I mean, the movie itself was quite terrifying. I don't remember when it first came out, but I remember watching it. I'm like, so, and like I said, they did this house in the past, but they did the remakes of 2003. And 2006, it was the year that the beginning movie came out, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. But this one was pretty good. I actually enjoyed it. But yeah, what do you think?
So I hear what you said about the smelling things.
They really immerse you with the smells, and sound.
It did really stink a lot, but you have to also understand is as we progress through the years of HHN, the creative team actually gets better about making smells and like making actual smells like you would actually smell.
And don't worry, there's only one sense that you will not have to experience at Halloween Horror Nights in a house, and that's taste. Because that would really send you into another dimension. Like, okay, what am I doing?
I don't
like,
you don't
even want to think about some of the stuff that we've seen in these houses.
Like I said, every year the creative team steps up their game and they get the smells on par.
It's amazing what they use to make these smells. Like, I've always wondered what ingredients. Like, a little bit of this and a little bit of this. There you go. Now you have urine. it's like what the heck?
I could have just peed. No, I'm kidding. No, but anyways, like I said, they get better and better about creating the smells and everything as the years go on, and that's something actually that I appreciate but don't appreciate. Does it make sense?
The music was pretty cool because it was from the original score, even though there wasn't really much of a score.
But this house,
hands.
I would give it a solid 7.8.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good.
I'm a huge fan.
Out of 10, it was really, really good. But yeah, you just walked in and you didn't really expect that smell.
No, you didn't.
But it was a good house. Moving right along to our next house, it's going to be Tomb of the Ancients. An original maze. We have a wallpaper and a trailer, and we'll be right back.
And that was Tomb of the Ancients.
Yes, so, Tomb of the Ancients, location was front tent number 1.
Okay.
Your bio for the house reads, immortal beings of the ancient past have returned to rule mankind. Now they wait for someone foolish enough to disturb them. Yeah, there's a reference, a reason why I did this. Luke. So I'll let him explain.
Oh God.
Go on.
So we're walking through this house, and of course I went to see it ahead of time, which was really, really cool. And some of my friends who work the house told me that there's triggers that you pull or push. Well, they, who've never gone through the house, we were going down a hallway, and I knew where one of the triggers was. It was a vine, and I remember walking
The
through.
rope.
Yeah, it was a rope tied up to vines.
I can't forget it, trust me.
I started pulling it, and they both just remember, like there was a loud boom, and they all just went. They're like this.
Because the thing slammed.
Yeah,
like, on
the floor is on a riser, so
and
when you pull the trigger, it goes like this.
It's
like
on the
slams.
walls too, though. It was on the walls.
It made it look like the walls were closing in, and they freaked it out.
My God, it was scary. But yeah, that's the reason why I did this, because there's a rope there, and he knew about it. So, but yeah, it got me pretty good. This house was really good. I really enjoyed it. They did really well on it. Very beautiful original maze.
Yeah. And we've never seen this type of theme before with it.
And I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was a nice house.
I enjoyed it because there's an old Nickelodeon TV show that I used to love watching that it reminded me of, Legends of the Hidden Temple. And that's why I enjoyed this reference, because it was the Aztec temple. So as you went through, like, you would see, like, someone getting eaten alive by bugs. I think that was a mummy reference almost. Another one getting sacrificed by getting their chest ripped open and their heart pulled out. And I remember spraying warm water on you to make it feel like blood. And then, of course, scaring the crap out of him and his girlfriend by pulling the rope and them not knowing what the hell was going on. But I enjoyed the house. I thought it was really cool. It's something that we've never seen before. So, again, the technology was really, really interesting.
I like the triggers. Don't get me wrong. I like the triggers.
The triggers, yeah.
But man, did it scare the living daylight out of me.
Walking in, it made it look like an excavation. like an excavation site.
Yeah.
But it was really neat. I liked it.
Yeah. So, moving on, we have one more house.
And I forgot to say, this one is my second favorite original of the year.
Yeah,
So,
it was a good one.
So,
So we have one more house left for you to talk about, and that is
AMC, The Walking Dead. This one did not have a sub-name like the rest of them did.
Yep.
It takes place with all 6 seasons, but we have a wallpaper and a teaser, so enjoy. And don't get bit.
Oh, sorry.
And that was The Walking Dead.
Yes, it was.
The location of it was Soundstage 24A, so it shared with, I don't remember. Ghost Town. It shared the backside with Ghost Town.
Mm-hmm.
Face relentless threats starting from the beginning of the series to the last season's most unforgettable moments. Now, this was a send-off to The Walking Dead. As we mentioned, this was the last year, so they took all the seasons. I forget how many seasons they had altogether. Was it 6 or 7 in that house? I don't remember.
They did Woodbury, they did the prison, and I think it was like 3.
3 or 4? No, it was more than that.
It's like 3 or 4
I think it was 6, because last year's the 25 was actually the 5th season. So it ends right when the 6th season begins.
Yeah.
Because of the
So they
church.
did, I think they did 3, 4, and 5.
They did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and almost a part of 6.
Yeah, because 6 was coming out.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but like he said, you walked in, it looked like the hospital.
Yep.
Or
Yep.
no, you went through the campsite, which was really, really cool.
The prison.
You saw the prison. You saw everything. I mean, they kind of mashed scenes together. So like the prison with Alexander, or not Alexander.
Woodbury.
Not Woodbury. Terminus. They put
Terminus.
the 2 scenes together. So Dale getting attacked in the trailer with another camper getting attacked in the tent, which was actually from 2013 Scare Zone, which they amped up the graphics on to make it look like now when the person was getting their chest ripped open, there was blood spraying on the tent. So as the zombie got more violent and started eating more and more and more, the blood would spray on the tent and you would get misted. So it was kind of cool. I mean, same with Dale. Like, it looked like Dale had the shotgun. He was blasting the zombie in the RV, and then you saw like the zombie just walking up and then grabbing him and biting him, and again the window was all bloody and stuff. But the effects in this one, they really went all out with this one. They pulled out all the stops because they knew it was the last year, so why not give it the justice it deserved? But I enjoyed this one. This is actually my number one IP out of them all. So
I really enjoyed this one too. It was also one of my number ones. The only thing is too, I also liked American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm.
So
2 good IPs.
it was like, well, which one am I gonna give my number one to? I have to give it to The Walking Dead because, like you said, it's the last year. It's my favorite show, yeah, it was good. I liked when you first walked in, you could see like Michonne's sword outside, and you saw Herschel's head.
That was 24. I remember that. Yeah, I was 24.
That was 24?
Yeah, because 26 didn't have a facade. You went in, remember?
Well, they still showed like different things out.
Yeah, no, yeah, they showed them. Well, no, not outside.
Well,
Because remember when you went into the soundstage, you walked up that pathway with the black fabric, and then you came around that corner. And you
Oh,
were in the
okay.
campsite.
Yeah, I got the wrong idea.
Yeah, he was thinking of 24 when they had the prison out front with
Yeah.
the tank coming out the front. Then you hear the gunfire.
Yeah.
And you see Michonne.
But yeah.
Michonne's sword with the head and all that stuff like that. So yeah.
We had so many events with Walking Dead. Anyways, I loved it. It was great. And it was probably
It was a mashup of the scores throughout the house too. Like walking through, and you're like, oh, that was from season 2, the sewers and all that. The smell in the sewers was bad. It was like it smelled like sewage water. So it was like walking through, you're like, ah.
Yeah, I'll give it a solid 9. I have to because it was my favorite show. It was, the last year.
They gave it a good send off. I was impressed with this one.
But let's move on to our next, not shall I say house, but
it's our newest addition to Halloween Horror Nights.
An
26.
add-on.
Yes.
So I guess they wanted to try, and this is also, I guess you consider one of those milestones. They wanted to come together and try to see what it would be like to have a virtual reality house.
Which you paid a fee.
Yes,
to do it.
Had to pay a fee to do it. We have a video first for you guys as well as a wallpaper, so we'll show you that and we'll talk more about this. It's really cool. So.
This isn't something that we've never done. This is something that nobody has ever done. Halloween Horror Nights has always been about pushing the envelope. It is creating new experiences that nobody's seen anyplace else. What makes the repository so cool is this new experience that we're really designing for our guests. Immersive live theater matched with virtual reality put together with puzzle-solving gameplay for a group environment. It draws you into a space you actually get to touch, handle, and do things together as a group. A result at the end that you have to work together as a team to survive what is the horrors of the repository. It is all about how do we create experiences that nobody's done before. We're excited about delivering this and giving this to our guests and watching them, have something that they can't get anyplace else.
All right, so that was the video.
This was a lot of fun.
So, this is the repository. As they explain in the video, this is a virtual reality house. The location for this was basically in Blue Man, correct? I remember.
Yeah, it was it shared half the stage with
Blue Man.
American Horror Story.
Yeah, you like walked into a certain door by Blue Man Group or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it says, with a team of investigators, you enter a centuries-old secret warehouse where mysterious artifacts have been collected and stored for hundreds of years. Advanced supernatural and paranormal devices are being tested using state-of-the-art technologies to determine the power these relics hold. You make your way through multiple rooms and find yourself transported to various worlds in this paralyzed, mind-binding experience. It says the repository takes you into a terrifying, first of its kind realm, physiological horror, an experimental journey that's disturbing combination of fear and virtual reality. It was only available on select nights of September 29th through October 31st.
Yeah.
So only at the end of those nights could you do repository. You'll explore truly unnerving environments, encountering bizarre objects, and interact with unforgettable haunting live actors. Reservation times are available between 5 and 1 a.m. So you had to reserve your spot in line. I had said for reservations and info, limited availability. So not everybody got in. What? What's so funny?
Nothing.
Okay. Anyways, this exclusive experience is open to guests ages 13 years and older with Halloween Horror Nights event tickets. So you had to have a ticket, obviously, to go to it. Only 4 guests per group. So they basically split you into groups of 4. And like I said, it was only available from September 29th through, what did I say? Through Halloween, yeah. So, it was like $49.99 per person plus tax. So it was an add-on onto your ticket or whatever else you purchased that year. And they would give you, as soon as you walked in, you would get one of these.
Depending on what color team you were on,
Yeah.
because they set it up by teams.
So you get one of these badge things. So you have a funny story. You can go ahead and tell it, Luke.
Oh God, this was really neat. I went through with some of my friends, and the first time we did it, we failed. Because I wasn't told that to keep an eye on the colors. What you have to do is whatever legion you find first, that's what you got to remember. You got to remember the order that you see it during the virtual reality. You got to fend off against these evil creatures or demons.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the final room, you have 1 minute to solve the puzzle by putting the blocks in the order that you remember seeing.
You gotta move.
And if you get it right, you lift the curse. You're free. If you get it wrong, the room lights up in red and you are cursed for forever.
You failed.
But
And I failed. I failed miserably.
this is an interesting area.
But yeah, we were with my girlfriend. What did my girlfriend say? She just told me just now as we were taking a break.
I don't remember.
What happened? What happened?
Oh yeah, she was pulled across the table by one of the actors.
Oh, that's right.
Because they were physically allowed to touch you and grab you and stuff like that. So that's what they're yelling at you in your ear.
Epic.
So. It was kind of cool, but
Yeah.
So
But it was neat to really actually do the experience. I'm glad I paid the $49.99 and I would actually do it again. If they brought back repository or something like it, any kind of a virtual house, I would do it again. So.
all right, so we're gonna move on to the scare zones. The first scare zone is A Chance in Hell.
Yep.
And here is the wallpaper.
Yep. Okay, so we're back. That was the Chance in Hell wallpaper.
And the location of this is Plaza of the Stars, aka Production Central, as we call it in the park.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready for the audition of a lifetime. Chance may be locked away, but that hasn't stopped her. As the alarms ring and the bloody remains of those who tried to stop her lie around, she's busy recruiting cellmates to join her biggest act yet. This was the opening scare zone as you entered the park.
I like this one.
They had Chance out there interacting with guests, asking where you're from, what do you like to do, and she would reply. It was really cool. The interaction was fun. Her cellmates from Shady Brook actually had their own little thing, so they had names. Like one of them was named Noodles, who we actually are good friends with. I won't say his name.
Yep.
Another one had needles in her head, like a bandana of needles.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool. And then another one of our friends, whose name I won't say, she ran around with a bloody bedpan with crap and blood in it. And she's like, "Here, you want to take a lick or some weed?"
Oh, God.
So it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Each one, my friend who plays Noodles actually did a funny Marilyn Monroe rendition of her overdosing and killing herself. So
Oh,
it
God.
was kind of funny. I still have it on video. I gotta find it somewhere.
I
but
know
it
there
made
was-
me laugh every time.
I know there was also an extreme prop that was there that showed like a skeleton.
It was someone's back all cut open. You can see the spine. Someone's chest all ripped open, so you can see the ribcage.
It was extreme.
So it was
cool.
really cool. The music in there was kind of creepy too. It was like
Yeah.
carnival, like dark, like.
You had
like a
Chance.
really,
You had
like-
Chance swinging in her chair.
And then when Chance wasn't out there, you would hear in the audio track, you would hear her voice echo.
Yeah.
Her inmates would be running around terrorizing guests. It was really cool. The interaction was really cool. I enjoyed that one. But
Yeah.
moving on.
Yep. Next scare zone is Dead Man's Wharf. And here's your wallpaper. Alright.
All right. That's
still.
Dead Man 4.
Yep.
Here's the bio, Justin.
Yep.
The
I'm gonna read
location.
it. Yeah, the location was in San Francisco, which is a ginormous location.
Not really that big. I mean, it's large enough, but
Yeah, it's
New
large.
York's got the largest location.
But today, an anniversary of disappearance of the fishing vessel Annabelle Lee, a thick fog has rolled in. The spirits of the lost crew have returned to punish the town that left them to die on the open seas, and make sure the docks earns its morbid nickname. So, I like this one. It did win Scare Zone of
Scare
the
Zone
Year.
of the Year. Yeah, congratulations to them. They really put a lot out there.
Yep, it was good.
So I enjoyed the whole black light in the deep sea mask with the black light, like where it looked like they have barnacles and stuff on their face. Every so often they had a ship that crashed into the dock, so it was an old shrimping boat with their captain holding a lantern, which was a mannequin, but it still looked pretty cool. It kind of reminded me of a hellish version of I Know What You Did Last Summer, about the fisherman with the hook.
Yeah.
Because the guy on the boat had a hook holding up like this, and in the other hand he was holding the lantern. So it kind of, I guess it paid homage. And I like the lightning effects every so often, the fog rolling on the ground. The music was really creepy because they played like The Shining, and then they played like just other weird music that you wouldn't think that would be used, like deep sea style. I think I heard Jaws in there. Very slow, but it was a different version of the theme that I've never heard. But all of them were mariners walking around. One was walking around with a harpoon. The other one had, like I said, the gaffing hook in his hand, like he'd be walking around like slashing at people. There were bodies laying all over the crab boxes and stuff like that. So it really, it was an interesting take. I actually like that zone, and yes, it's my number one zone because it won Zone of the Year.
Obviously, everybody liked it.
Yeah, it was a good one.
So
So moving on, we are going to Lair of the Banshees. And here is the artwork for that.
Alright, there's the
And that was
wallpaper.
Lair of the Banshee. Location was Central Park, which usually does really good scare zones throughout the years. Some of the scare zones in there were really intense. Really, I think the trees and the overgrown pathways really give it new life. It says here, deep in the forest there is a centuries-old dark hollow where evil spirits and horrific creatures of the ancient world roam free. Now the modern world has found the entrance to this sinister place. Enter if you dare and meet the primordial horror of these dark spirits. Everybody knows a banshee is a creature that is, she looks all beautiful on the outside, but when you really see inside, her scream is deafening, which is how they got the name banshees, because they like to scream a lot. But it's just horrific. The zone itself was really cool. They had a lot of interesting props in this one. And I had a few friends in this zone. They pop out of the rocks in the caves, and other ones would walk around. They had the shaker hands that they would hold, so as you walk by, it would go like they would shake it at you and scare the crap out of you. This one got a lot of good scares in because of the location, so you're constantly weaving in and out, in and out, in and out, trying to get your way through. But some of them were really good. But I enjoyed this zone. It was very interesting. But yeah.
Yep.
So we're going to move on.
Alright. So our next one's going to be Survive or Die Apocalypse. And here's your wallpaper for it. Okay, so there's your wallpaper for Survive or Die.
Good one.
Apocalypse. The location for this one was New York. And a global catastrophe has ruined Earth's atmosphere. Now three warring gangs fight for control of a machine that provides clean air. All three gangs are looking for new members to help them destroy the others. Join them or feed their starving ranks. Very cool Scare Zone. I like
Interesting.
It's very interesting the way they did
Three
this
groups.
one.
The wolves, I can't remember the names now. The wolves. I just remember the wolves. They were driving around in a truck,
Yeah.
howling at people, and you would have to do the wolf sign and then howl back
Yeah.
if you were on their team.
Yeah.
And then there's another one. It was the Purple Gang where the guy was on top of the scaffolding yelling at people, like, "Oh, we gotta get rid of their team. We have the air machine. They can't get to us."
Yeah.
And then you have, I think the lady's name was Mother, who I'm friends with the person who was in there. I won't say her name. She would be like, "Oh, we gotta take over. We gotta get that air machine. We gotta take it from that team and not let the wolves take it."
Yep.
And the wolves would basically just attack both sides. They're wolves. They don't care whether you're good or you're bad. They will attack you.
Yes.
So it was an interesting zone. It kind of reminded me a little bit of it had an acid assault feel, like with just the way the ambience of it.
Wasn't that the same zone where they had that one guy attached to the thing or whatever, and he was going up, and they're beating him with a bat or something like that? I think that was the same one that
I think it was Purge that did that one. Yeah, it was the Purge. The Purge.
This one kind of reminds me of a little bit like that.
Yeah,
sort of.
it's kind of like what happens when the Purge.
It's like a Purge.
The Purge means acid assault.
Yeah,
21.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
But no, it was a good zone. It was interesting. It took up a large space.
Yeah.
And we are going to move on. The final zone. Oh, my favorite. This one was an interesting one.
We were sad to see it go.
Band 55, and here is the artwork.
Yep.
Alright, and that is Band 55. The location was Hollywood. Good location for it. Welcome to Hollywood High School's 1955 Homecoming Parade. Everything is perfect until the greasers roll into town with fangs as sharp as their switchblades. The festive scene has turned to chaos as vampires attack from all around. Now, this scare zone was a late arrival. It wasn't supposed to be vamp, but it ended up turning into it, which was interesting because it being a last-minute zone, it actually had a lot of favoring. Like, everybody was, the 1950s and all that stuff like that. So 55, they played like 30s, or excuse me, not 30s. They played 50s style music. So you heard like Blue Moon by the Marcells. You heard just anything that you would hear from like the 50s. It was a nice little tribute that they gave tribute again to a good movie. They played Marvin Berry and the Starlighters version of Earth Angel, Will You Be Mine, which was actually from the Back to the Future 1 soundtrack. And that was really cool.
Yeah.
But the characters in this, they had a lot of cool interactions. There was a homecoming queen that would walk up the homecoming float and then have a vampire come up behind her and bite her in the neck. You had the victims walking around. They were jocks. They were
That was cool.
they were school teachers. They were students. There's a principal. There's a little joke that ran at, I forget who created it, but it was a smart idea. He was yelling at everybody, "You can't come through here without a hall pass." So somebody in the fan group of Halloween Horror Nights decided to come up with an idea of making hall passes for the last week of the event that they would give to the principal, and he would sign his name. And the principal would be walking around with a studded paddle with nails in it. And they would walk up and be like, "Well, here's my hall pass. Can you sign it for me?" And it, like, the person playing the principal, like, laughed. He said that was the most amazing thing. Another good scare was the guy walking around with an ice cream cart.
Oh,
He
yeah.
would open up the ice cream cart and be like, "See,
I like that
I got
dude.
this. And then as you go to reach in the cart, he would slam the thing down and scare the crap out of
It was
anybody.
great. It was great.
I had another friend who was a football player. He was a running quarterback, and he one night, I won't mention his name, but great scare. I was happy to be there for that one. I was sitting on a bench, and he's using me as a guard, so I had to block where he was, and he saw a group of 20 girls in the middle of the street, and he runs around the group and dives right into him and yells, "Touchdown," as loud as he can, and the girls just scattered. Because it was a scare that nobody knew, and like, imagine just running around them and then running through the crowd with the football. Touchdown! And everybody just flipped out and ran. Like, it was great. There was a lot of cool interactions with this one. I wish this one would have won, because I'm a huge fan of the 50s. I like the music. I mean, yeah, I know. I'm 35 years old. I'm born in the 80s, but I love the 50s music. Because I like that old doo-wop style oldies music, and I listen to it every so often. People were like, "Why do you like this stuff? It's not even, you weren't even born that age." I was like, it's still cool. So to take that and turn it into a zone, that got me excited, and I'm like, I liked it. So what did you think? I thought it was really good.
It was really good. I thought it was kind of funny the way they were, like you said, acting as like a school and everything. It wasn't my favorite, but it was interesting.
Very.
It was a new take, like you said. Like, we've never had like really anything like that before, so it's like, okay, cool. So, and also a little bit of a teaser. We may have a sequel as well to this Scare Zone.
To what?
Coming up. to Vamp 55. So
I also forgot to mention there was another scare. Props to you, girl. I won't say who her name was, but she was a band, but geek in the band section of the vampires, and she would walk around and scare people with a pair of cymbals, and they were real cymbals. Yeah. So walking up behind someone when they're not looking and going, like, would make someone jump 5 feet in the air and bolt.
Yeah.
That was even funnier. Like, the scares were funny, but they were awesome to watch people's reactions, like getting scared by an ice cream guy, the quarterback running in, yelling at people, and the girl with the cymbals. It was great. It was great. But
I think one of my favorites was the ice cream man. If I had to pick anything, he was amazing.
But we finished the Scare Zone segment, and now we move on to the shows. Which you take over as the first one.
I will gladly do that, my friend. As you know, we had some wonderful people who had decided to come and give us a wonderful show this first year. And
props to you guys.
Thank you very much, Vance. They were based in California, and they did a few shows over in California.
Universal and Hollywood.
And it
was actually one of the creators from Hollywood that said, "Hey, look into these guys, bring them to your event and see what they did."
So, and it was those guys are the Academy of Villains.
Yep.
So, I love Academy of Villains. They're near and dear to my heart. I always look forward to their shows all the time.
We also have a wallpaper.
And we have
a wallpaper.
So
let's jump into that before we get into it.
Yep. Yeah. Alright, so that was the wallpaper for Academy of Villains, and as I was saying, they're near and dear to my heart. I love Academy of Villains, and this show was called Academy of Villains House of Fear. Location that they did this one was in the Hollywood stage.
It's right across from Mel's Diner.
Which was cool.
Which was neat.
And it says, as riots break out in Shady Brook, this no-take prisoners performance troupe thrust you into a realm of madness and mayhem. High-energy dance and specialty acts mixed in an explosion of insanity. The inmates are now running the asylum. Now this show, the very first show they ever did, was very memorable. Like, they did an amazing job.
They blew the doors off TFM, and people's reactions were off the charts.
They've been on the show America's Got Talent countless times. Auditioned over there. For some crazy reason, I always feel like they don't give like America's Got Talent what they give us.
Yeah. Because high energy.
What they give us, if they gave us what they gave America's Got Talent, they would win that show hands down. Because this show that they put on,
you guys are still the best no matter what. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Because we're here for you.
But Academy of
Always.
Villains is absolutely amazing. I look forward to the show every year, and hoping.
Oops, spoiler.
Yeah. Spoiler, yeah. But we don't know how many years though they came.
It's it's go ahead.
We're good friends with the lead.
As well as a few others.
As
We
well
won't
as a few
mention their
others,
names,
yeah.
but we love you guys very much.
Yep.
And we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yep.
No, when I first heard about these guys, I remember hearing about them from LA and California.
Yep.
And it was actually one of the designers, like I said before, one of the designers from California said, hey, look into these guys, bring them to your event and see what it's like. So when they brought them here, they blew the doors off the event. It was high energy. The theme of the event, the theme of the show was really cool because it followed through with the asylum. One of the doctors, who we know, we won't mention his name, but props to you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
He is a doctor of the insane asylum, and he would check up on the patients and do some work and stuff like that. And then, slowly but surely, he'd start slipping into sanity. And at the end of the show, he becomes one of the inmates. So,
yeah.
It's kind of weird how you go from being a sane person into completely insanity and joining your own inmates in the asylum. So.
And in the show, they had like special effects where you would think it was a shadow. And they would do like, what is it? Like different, like it would make it seem.
It made
it's
it
hard to
seem like
explain.
it is. It's really hard. It was like the shadow play. It was like, but some of the shadows were actually physical props that the doctor would interact with.
Like they would make things seem that was there, but they weren't really there.
It's really neat
with the way that they did their performance.
And
it was really
the
cool.
fire breathing, the jumping off the back of the stage on a skateboard. I'm like, jeez, I'd be scared out of my wits to do something like that.
The crazy.
The drummer, and then of course, what made me laugh was the whole Bohemian Rhapsody send off to Queen, which was really funny, where they all had like the red gloves and they were doing all the mouth mimics when they were singing.
Yeah.
So, and of course, the finale where they all bowed at the end. Everybody went nuts. I mean, these guys really brought the raw energy of Halloween Horror Nights together.
And that's why I think they decided to not base their show from Horror Nights in Hollywood and rather come to Orlando, because Orlando really gives them
the idea,
the high energy that they feel really respected.
Pretty much the creative designers gave them a theme and they ran with it. They said, okay, what can we do to make this into a show?
So
and you'll see as years progress, things have changed immensely, but these guys are still favored. I mean, a lot. We love them very much.
Yep. So Orlando loves you, Academy. You're amazing.
Oh
yes. So yeah, that was one of the shows for Halloween Horror 26, and then of course we have our other show,
Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure, and here's the wallpaper. Alright, so Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure. Again, the classic Fear Factor stage. Party on as these most excellent dudes return to skewer the biggest names in politics, show business, and pop culture.
Excellent.
The theme of this show was really funny. It made me laugh. It was actually themed after the new Star Wars movie that came out. I think it was... Return of the Jedi. No, what was the name of the Force Awakens. I'm sorry.
Force Awakens.
As well as the proposed Spaceballs 2 movie, along with other Space Odyssey style movies. They made fun of Deadpool. They made fun of Abe Lincoln, the vampire killer.
Yeah.
They made fun of Mortal Kombat. That was great, because that was the year Mortal Kombat 10 came out.
I like Mortal Kombat.
No, it was really neat. I like the whole space idea with, they made fun of Kylo Ren from the new Star Wars, which they called him in the show Rilo Ken.
That was funny.
So it was really neat, and of course we know a lot of people in the show, so props to you guys. Always an epic performance, as always, but these guys put in this, I mean, the writing in it is so funny, and what's cool about Bill and Ted and we know this from going through so many years. No show is ever the same. Sometimes, but 3/4 of the time, something's either removed, redone, or they completely ad-lib. Like the final night.
Yep.
This was the year that I went to my first final night show of Bill and Ted. No, I'm sorry, I lied. That was 2015 too. They come completely off script to the point where they have to stop, like, to let the audience finish laughing or clapping for whatever they say, or they just can't find the words to throw in there and they get thrown off track. Because I remember this. One of my friends who plays Ted in the show, at the final show, there's a scene where they talk about Stranger Things, and he said Stranger Things are occurring right now, and or something things are approaching right now, and of course someone dressed as 11 stands up and goes like that, and he's like, no, I meant strange things, not Stranger Things. And as they stood up, it was the actual cast of Stranger Things, the literal cast who were in the TV show, and they all stood up at once. And my friend, who is Ted, literally fell over. And he's like, I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to say. It completely threw him off. And that was a great memory. And of course, one of our friends who is Ted didn't return that year due to scheduling, so we missed him very much. But next year, you might see something.
Yep. So.
But it was a new guy this year who I was friends with, because I'm friends with him and his wife.
Yep.
So it was really cool. And of course, our original Bill, who I won't say, he was back again. A lot of famous characters in this one. This one was actually had a lot of energy. The dance off was really good. But yeah, I enjoyed the show.
All right.
So
that's pretty much your event,
that's
guys.
the end of the shows, and we got a little bit of teaser. We got some stuff.
We got some other stuff that we want to discuss about the event.
I think we have the television commercial.
We do have that, but before I get into that, I actually wanted to go ahead and show you guys some of the merchandise that was there. And we had a tribute store,
which he shot.
Yes. So let's go ahead and show you guys some images as well as a video of the tribute store for Halloween Horror Nights 26.
Okay.
All right, so there was the tribute store.
Yep.
And this was
It was in the Mummy
a new,
Cube.
yeah.
It was a new location
New
because
location.
they closed Twister right after Halloween Horror Nights 2015. Sad. That location's been there. I mean, like I said, the store was the first come thing for 25, so it got high popularity. So they decided to bring it back, but they said they're going to enlarge it and make it bigger. So for 26, it was completely different, and instead of the 25 version paid rendition of all the past years. This one was strictly themed to 26, as well as the next few years, which we'll discuss. You'll see that the theme drastically changed to whatever the current event was showing. So like shirts, hats, mugs, anything you can think of. I mean, phone cases, keychains, everything. Even movies. They even sold like the IP movies that you saw at the event. So like if you had Krampus, they sold Krampus on Blu-ray, DVD, Exorcist. It was really cool. It was really neat.
I love the store. I look forward to it every
I
year.
have a photo somewhere of me. Remember when I put the giant Krampus head on?
That's great.
It was great.
But yeah, that was the store. We also have what else?
I think we have a few photos from the dining experience.
Yeah,
Not really much.
Let's go ahead and show you
Really
a little
shoot
bit of
video
the
on
dining
it.
experience that you could experience at Halloween Horrors 26.
Which we will be doing this year. Oops, spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler.
We're gonna do it this year for our first time.
Yeah. But yeah, here was the dining experience that year. Alright, so we're back. So that was a little bit a picture of the dining experience. Couldn't really find too much on it. And those were also a picture as well of the drinks. They have all the drinks.
Every year
that
they
you
come
could
up with
get.
a drink theme for the event.
Do you remember the names for the drinks?
Not off the top of my head, no.
No. It was something.
I'll do that research on the next.
I know they had 3 types of drinks. And they had one that was one flavor, one that was another flavor,
And then
they
the
had
last
the
one
one
was the
both
two
of them,
together.
Was the 2 together. I do know that, but I forgot the names of them. But those were a picture of the 2 drinks that they had.
So.
And they were really good, not bad, interesting. So now we have a video for like pass holder tips. Is that what it is?
Yeah, the pass holder tips. This is showing you your new annual pass and how to use your Halloween Horror Nights ticket.
Yeah. So
enjoy.
Enjoy.
Okay, let's go through this again.
I think I got it.
Repeat it back to me then. Okay, one more time. This is our lovely Premier Annual Pass. Included with our Premier Annual Pass is a ticket to this year's Halloween Horror Nights. The ticket is loaded onto our pass and can be used on select nights. That's it, piece of cake.
As a Premier Annual Pass holder, we are given 1 Halloween Horror Nights ticket.
Yes.
And cake.
No, no cake.
A ticket.
Yes.
Along with our Premier Annual Pass.
Yes, but it's built in.
Built in the cake?
Built in the ticket, which is great because it's one less thing to lose.
Well, I'll never lose anything.
You lose everything. Where's your cell phone?
It's right here.
Yeah, you'll figure that one out later.
I think I got it. I get it.
You understand?
Understand what?
Halloween Horror Nights ticket is included in our Premier Annual Pass. It is not a separate ticket.
Why don't you just say it the first time?
Must have slipped my mind.
You know, one of these days, where's my cell phone?
Good thing you wear your Premier Annual Pass around your neck.
Alright, so we're back. That was the tips for the pass holder, the new pass holder thing that Luke was talking
it was
to you about.
really cool. Yeah, so you got to see what the plastic pass looks like,
Yeah.
and that's what they look like today.
Funny video. Now we have a video on the social meetup.
Yes, this was
social media
meetup and media
Yep.
preview of Halloween Horror Nights 26.
Enjoy.
So, good luck.
The funny story, there's 22.
was the
that was the social media meetup.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. And as you guys know, big fans of Tim Tracker. He was actually in that video with his legendary
you rock, Tim. You always have.
legendary mustache that he had. I miss that mustache. I really do. But yeah.
The next video we have is actually really cool. It's the tips of
it's 7 tips
for
wussies.
of Halloween Horror Nights. So if this relates to you,
yeah,
this is you.
So if you're basically brand new to Halloween Horror Nights, these are 7 tips for you.
Good luck.
And don't be a wuss.
This is your HHN guide for the petrified and panicked, so pay attention. Tip number 1, front and center. If you're afraid of the haunted houses, then you want to go in first. Only the brave go first, giving off the scent you're not scared of anything, exposing your petrified friend hiding behind you to a rude awakening. Suckers. Tip number 2, on a mission. When you're walking through a scare zone, look occupied. As you make your way through a scare zone, appear as though you're in the midst of a task, such as delivering drinks to your friends, restraining a terrible sunburn, or desperately looking for a restroom. Tip number 3, meerkat style. Travel in groups. The bigger the groups, the better you can hide in the middle of the pack. This is mostly effective in the scare zones. Tip number 4, bird is not the word. By all means, keep an eye on your surroundings. But if your motions resemble a bird in the middle of a fireworks show, then you're asking for it. Play it cool. Observe with your eyes, not your melon. Tip number 5, bait night. Stand next to someone who seems more scared than you are. The truth is, you don't have to be the bravest at Halloween Horror Nights, you just don't want to be the wimpiest. If you bring along a bigger wuss than yourself, scare actors will be lured to your partner. Tip number 6, ninja swag. If you can see monsters, maniacs, or hordes of mutants, that means they've already seen you. Wear darker clothes, like a Halloween Horror Nights t-shirt. Tip number 7, eye contact. Eye contact is an obvious form of confidence. Be careful with this one. When making eye contact with a scare actor, you are letting them know you see them. This will provoke them to either move along, or consequently focus all of their attention on you, so choose wisely. Well, wussies, I hope these tips help you survive Halloween Horror Nights. I'll see you out there.
Alright, so those were the 7 tips for wussies.
What a bunch of wusses. Seriously.
Alright, and so basically, if you are new to Halloween Horror Nights, those tips are for you that you should not do. So next we got for you, we got the HHN 26 map.
Really cool.
That you can basically pick up when you first entered into the event. We also have a picture for you guys of the actual archway.
Yours truly took the photo, so
yep.
I supplied him with it.
And then we also are going to show you guys the actual
opening ceremony.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to hear what Chance says because the audio recording was not. The speakers out front of the archway weren't really working that well, so it was a little edgy, but you'll be able to hear the inmates running around screaming little things at you, and they'll see the gates open, but you won't be able to hear like very audible about what she says. But
enjoy.
Good luck.
Enjoy it all.
ceremonies that you got to see.
Yep, and then as well
it was kind of cool.
As well as the map and the archway that had all the
lighting and everything. And had all the IPs. All the IPs were there.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. Next for you guys, we have the actual opening trailer to the event with Chance herself. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
Check it out.
Good luck.
Wakey, wakey! You're gonna miss all the fun. I said, wake up! I brought some of my bestest friends to play.
So that was Chance herself with her grand opening trailer. As you can
that
see,
was shot opening night as well as preview night, which all team members get to go to the event early before anybody else, which is really, really cool.
And as you can see, she has a temper.
Yeah, she does. You don't want to piss her off.
So now we're going to show you guys the video of what the fans thought of the event of Halloween Horror 26, the review. Enjoy. I'm sure you will hear good things.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So. Chance will stab them.
Terrifying!
Amazing!
Scary as hell!
That's not one word.
Oh. My favorite house this year, I'm gonna have to say, is American Horror Story. The 3 seasons they have in there is just spot on.
My favorite house at Halloween Horror Nights so far is The Exorcist. There's a demon that popped out at me. I don't know where it came from. Almost knocked her over. It was great.
Had to be Walking Dead. You know, it was fun to walk through the whole series and see everything.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre was my favorite house.
So that's dead on to the movie, and it is absolutely terrifying.
This year, the stage show is like out of this world.
You don't want to miss a single thing they have here. Every single part is scary to me.
I like being scared. I regret it immensely, but I like it.
I've been coming since 1991. We totally love Halloween Horror Nights.
Get ready to get scared.
It's unlike anything we've ever done. It gets better and better every year, and I don't think that there's anything that could ever compare to this. You won't stand a chance!
Alright, so we're back. That was what fans thought of Halloween Horror Nights 26. We can tell you it was pretty good.
It was awesome. I enjoyed the event. Every year I enjoy it.
So we are very good friends to the person that plays Chance. So
she's awesome.
You're amazing.
Good,
we love you. Now it's time for the commercial. So
this is really good. I enjoyed this.
This was an amazing commercial. I like this one a lot.
It was weird.
The more you watch it, you get used to it.
Yeah.
But I can tell you for the next year commercial,
it's a good one.
We had somebody help us with that one, and it is amazing. So
you'll find out.
Y'all are gonna love the following year after this commercial a lot. So, but here is the HHN 26 commercial coming at you.
Good luck.
Face horror beyond your wildest screams. You won't stand a chance. Universal's Halloween Horror Nights.
Alright, so that was the Halloween Horror Nights 26 commercial. It was really cool. I love it. I always look forward to seeing the commercial for that year.
Yeah.
For every year that comes out. But that one in particular was really interesting the way they did it. Now I'll pass it to Luke we have a sizzle reel video.
Yep, we are going to close out this video with the sizzle reel, which is actually different scares that happened throughout the event that they posted as a final video when the event was getting ready to close, which was a thank you for another amazing year, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yep.
So this is where we're going to close out the video with this sizzle reel.
Yep, and we hope you guys enjoyed it, man.
If you like it, subscribe to his channel. Hit that notification bell that will let you know when another video will come up.
Yep.
And hopefully with our schedule's alignment, we'll be able to get the next one in before our good friend comes down for Halloween Horror Nights 29. I mean, he will be here for that event. We are, what is it, 35 days till opening, and I think it's, 35 days till opening of Halloween Horror Nights 29, 2019. We hope you guys enjoyed this, and like I said, click that notification bell, subscribe to his channel, and stay tuned for more content. I think we have 2 more videos before we get caught up with everything.
Yep, Just in Time Entertainment is the channel. We really appreciate you watching. Like you said, like we said, we put a lot of time and effort into these videos.
It was all started by him. I'm just along for the ride. I got invited along halfway through.
They're not like easy to really complete. It takes time, and
we're just a bunch of crazy Horror Nights fans that love the event, that do this for fun, to remember our past memories.
That was it. That was Chance herself.
26.
Icon for Halloween Horror Nights 26. I forgot to tell you guys, this was the actual main shirt, by the way, for that year. They did it a little bit weird. By the way, they put like just the logo on it in the front, and then this was actually the back of the shirt.
Yeah.
But I wanted to preview this because this is like the main portion of the shirt.
And of course, he's wearing an Academy of Villains shirt. I am wearing the annual pass holder shirt, which was exclusive to that year.
Yep.
So, and it says it on this side. It says UOAP on the side.
Pretty cool. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and we leave you with this sizzle reel. And until next time,
we'll see you soon.
We hope you enjoyed this just-in-time horror production. Take
Enjoy,
care, guys. We'll see you at 27. Peace.
Later.
It is such a good night to kiss. It is such a good night to dance. It is such a good night to Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo, Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo, Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo love. It is such a good night to kiss. It is such a good night to dance. It is such a good night to Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo, Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo, Scooby-Doo-Doo love. It is such a good night to kiss. It is such a good night to dance. It is such a good night to Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo, Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo, Scooby-Doo-Doo love. It is such a good night to dance. It is such a good night to Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo, 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 Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo.
No! This is my show! This is my dream. But it's your nightmare.